Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
We are still seeing some light snow in eastern Kentucky tonight, and it does not look like our temperatures are going to help it melt very soon or before our next possible winter storm on Friday. WYMT First Alert meteorologist Eric Dean has our first look at the forecast. Eric.
That's right, Steve. We have the snow on the ground from last system, and the system that we're keeping an eye on is just going to pile that snow on top of the existing. So here's the latest with live pinpoint Doppler radar. Right now you can see that snow falling across portions of eastern Kentucky. We'll go ahead and pinpoint some locations over towards Pikeville, Hazard, Jackson, Oneida, seeing some snow at the 6 o'clock hour. Same story towards the London, Corbin area. Harlan seeing a little bit of snow, and then over towards Norton seeing some snow as well. Now we have a winter weather advisory in effect. Some places will expire at midnight. Some places will expire at 7 p.m. If you're around the I-75 corridor, you'll be out at 7 p.m. The majority of us, though, will stay in it until midnight. So as we go throughout the next several hours and several days for that matter, make sure you have the free WYMT First Alert weather app on your device to receive the latest information. If you have it downloaded already, thank you so much. Make sure it is updated to the latest version. Numbers for today played out like this. Wise didn't even get to 20. Wise stayed at 19. 20 in Clintwood, 25 in Hazard, 25 in Manchester. And right now, we're still seeing temperatures in the teens and 20s. And now the question is, how low will we go tonight? I'll have that answer in the First Alert forecast in a few minutes. Steve.
Eric, thank you. Some folks in Kentucky continue to not have power, including in Menifee County. There are people in that county that still do not have electricity days after Sunday's winter storm. Dean Fultz lives in the Means community of Menifee County. He's been without power since Sunday, but luckily he has a generator, even though it can bring its own set of problems.
It runs on propane, but unfortunately it uses a lot of propane. And it got low earlier, and once it gets below a certain level in the tank, the generator won't run. So the power basically went right back out again. The house immediately drops down to 60 degrees, and yeah, so it's pretty much it's like not having power when it goes out.
Menifee County Judge Executive Rick Stiltner says it could be a few more days before power is restored to everyone. Here's a look at the power outage map in the state. Easy to tell where the most outages are. The situation continues to improve, but more than 5,000 customers are still without power, mostly in the Big Sandy region. Johnson County finally has less than 1,000 customers without power. Other counties with hundreds of outages include Lawrence, Martin, Magoffin, Morgan, and Wolfe. Folks here in eastern Kentucky are no stranger to Mother Nature's wrath. We talked to one family who lost their home during the July 2022 flood, but today they are braving the cold a little easier thanks to a home built to handle the elements. WYMT's Caroline Mueller explains how the Housing Development Alliance constructed the homes.
The Housing Development Alliance builds homes with extra insulation and energy-efficient designs to handle harsh winters. For families like Melissa Nieces, it's been life-changing.
Last year compared to this year, I don't even know. It's just so different.
HDA homes include double the required insulation, sealed air gaps, and efficient heating systems, cutting utility costs dramatically.
A number of people will call us right after they move in and say, before in the old place I was renting, my electric bill was $400 a month, and now in my new home it's $61. And I can't believe how much savings that is.
For families like the Nieces, an HDA home is more than a house. It's a chance to thrive, even in the harshest winters.
I've not had the stressful aggravation of, having to worry about keeping warm, like I said, or calling somebody to bring me a heater, or, anything like that, or even worry about the electric going off. It used to always make me scared, how the girls and I would keep warm, and, what if the electric did go off in the campers and it was cold already.
The Nieces are just one of more than 30 families who are in new homes built by HDA after the July 2022 flood. Officials say there are still more homes planned throughout the region. In Hazard, Caroline Mueller, WYMT Mountain News.
You can find more stories about flood survivors receiving new homes and how you can request help from the HDA at WYMT.com. Throughout the region, much of the ground is still covered with snow and ice. One doctor says wearing waterproof outer layers is important to preserve heat. And also wearing the proper footwear can help you stay on your feet. He stresses the importance of not trying to walk to your destination if your vehicle becomes stranded.
If you get out and you start walking, who knows where you may end up. You may slip, you may fall, you may get injured, and then it's a guessing game as to which way you went, and then it's basically going to take a lot longer to find you, right?
Dr. Strom says if you do fall, monitor for symptoms like dizziness and confusion. He adds to continue checking in on family and friends as this cold and snowy weather continues. In Mingo County, West Virginia, officials with the Public Service District have reported issues with water treatment. Officials posted on social media last night that they were unable to treat water due to bad weather and conditions of the Tug River. Officials say as a result, water was not being pumped to customers. Once it's restored, they say a boil water advisory will be put in place. The Public Service Commission issued a ruling in a case involving missing funds and water shutoffs for some residents in Rockcastle County. Back in November, about 65 Livingston residents spent days without water because of a dispute between the Wood Creek Water District and the city over unpaid bills. The residents had paid their bills, but it was not making it to the water provider. After the PSC filed a formal inquiry, debt swelled to almost $90,000. We continue to follow a story out of Laurel County where a London police officer is accused of shooting and killing a man. The CAD file, or computer-aided dispatch file, from the shooting lists the address as 489 Van Zant. It says police were serving a warrant. Court records show that the warrant was connected to an investigation into stolen lawn equipment. Here's some dispatch audio we have obtained from the case.
This is London PD, 489 Van Zant Road, 489 Van Zant Road. Units on scene, can serve search warrant. Call on the radio for assistance, shots fired.
Van Zant Road, stand by in the area, shots fired.
They have EMS going for the perpetrator who's been hit.
Now, dispatch audio we have obtained also shows police were attempting to serve a warrant at 489 Van Zant, just down the road from where Doug Harless was shot. We have also learned about some of the evidence seized from the scene, a light bulb security camera believed to have captured interactions between Harless and the officers on his porch, a Nokia cell phone connected to the security camera, and a Taurus 9mm handgun, holster, and 5 spent shell casings. State police are investigating the disappearance of a woman in McCreary County. Take a look at your screen. 37-year-old Amanda Sue Massey went missing on Sunday. Police say she was last seen walking from her home on George Vale Road, where she was reportedly seen getting into a truck with an unknown man. Massey is described as 5 feet tall with short brown hair and hazel eyes. If you have any information about this, you can contact KSP at 606-878-6622. 2 people are facing charges after they were found in a trailer that was reportedly stolen. KSP received a call from Jenkins Police asking for assistance in the Dorton community last week. The trailer reportedly belonged to the city of Jenkins. Police later found Chad Smallwood and Courtney Childress, who told police they had no idea the trailer was stolen. Police then found drugs and guns while searching the trailer. In Harlan County, state police are asking for help finding a stolen truck. Here's a picture of that truck. Troopers say it was stolen from Cumberland Mine Service in the Tots community. Troopers say the suspect is believed to have ridden a bicycle onto the property from US 119 and stole the truck. If you have any information about this case, contact Harlan KSP Post at 606-573-3131. Today was the second day of the General Assembly in Frankfort, and lawmakers continue to address a number of bills. The Senate has filed one to address workplace harassment. Senate Bill 51 works to define political and religious matters. It would protect people who feel like their employer is pushing their political or religious beliefs on them. The bill is now in committee. Another bill introduced in the Senate is Senate Bill 126. It would limit the governor's ability to pardon or commute sentences. The bill was also filed last year, but it did not go anywhere. Right now, it's also in committee. The WYMT blood drive with the Kentucky Blood Center is in its final hour. WYMT's Amelia Lee is live at the Bloodmobile in the WYMT parking lot. Amelia, how's the recent winter storm impacted blood donations across the state?
Steve, officials with the Kentucky Blood Center tell me that they've seen a drop in donations in December. Now, this isn't unusual for winter months. They saw even less donations in January as we started off this year, and that's due to, in part, the recent winter weather. They tell me they missed out on about 500 donations that they had expected. January is National Blood Donor Month, but winter weather may be keeping donors at home.
Blood is an everyday need because our healthcare system, no matter what the weather is, no matter what's going on, doesn't shut down.
Kentucky Blood Center provides blood for more than 70 hospitals in Kentucky, which remain open.
You have to ensure that the healthy blood supply is always available for them. Our job, our responsibility as a blood bank is to ensure that the hospitals never have to worry about any supply, that they have the blood they need.
Officials say one obstacle in completing that mission of really building up that supply is because they don't have enough blood donors due to these recent cancellations from blood drives. So because of this, they've been having to get blood from other places to really just pump up that drive and that supply of blood that they have right now. But thanks to donors like you who came out during the WYMT blood drive, they've seen a good amount of support. If you are interested in donating blood, you can go to one of those donations. You can also go to the Kentucky Blood Center on their website. They've got lots of information on how you can give. That website, kybloodcenter.org. In Perry County, Amelia Lee, WYMT Mountain News.
All right, Amelia, thank you very much. I know it's cold out there and you can see the snow is still flying. We want to let you know about some other blood drives happening here in the mountains later this month. The KBC will host a blood drive at Alice Lloyd College in Pippapassas on Thursday, January 23rd. That runs from 10 a.m. till 3:30 p.m. at the Cushing Hall Auditorium. And on Friday, January 24th, there will be one at First Baptist Church in Salyersville, Magoffin County. That runs from 1 p.m. until 5 p.m. Those who donate, just like today, will receive a free sweatshirt while supplies last. We want to thank everybody who donated today, and especially the crew from the KBC from driving over from Pikeville today.